NFL football fans, where you at? Hey, 49ers fans, those faithful to the Bear, welcome back to C-Train Station. I'm C-Train. This is a station. And hey, we have Niners. They're going to Tampa Bay to face the Bucs. Niners, Bucs. We have the Niners preview, keys to victory, and it starts right now. Look, on offense for the San Francisco 49ers, the gang is a little bit back together, right? We got CMC, we got Christian McCaffrey back. Deebo's feeling better, I think, a little bit. We got George Kittle. Everybody is Feliciano back? I'm not even sure, honestly. I don't think so, but Christian McCaffrey is back. He's back. So, look, on offense, the Niners keys, I would love to see the 49ers sampler, and everyone eats. So on offense, the 49ers sampler, and everyone eats. What does that mean? What the frick is C-Trade talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. The Niners, early and often, need to really spread around the ball because they have so many targets back, right? The gang is back together. Is Juwan Jennings back? Is that the dude that I was missing? Probably, maybe, yes. The Niners have a diverse offense. They have a strong offense, and they need to really, I think they need to spread the wealth around this game. I would love to see carries by McCaffrey early and also Jordan Mason, right? I'd love to see just multiple backs carrying the ball. I would love to see even have Deebo get a couple wide receiver sweeps and whatnot, even get Kittle a sweep or whatnot. I want to see some creativity on offense. Let's hope that the Niners can get back, honestly, to having a little bit of fun imposing themselves with the running game on offense, fun by having some nice, easy schemed wide receivers opened passes, right? Some good schemed passes. And I think that the Niners are really I hope that they come out, they had the bye week, right? I think that they're gonna come out, I hope they come out hot because they need to. And I know that they know that they need to come out, firing on all cylinders. So, but here's the thing. The Niners, although they need to spread the ball around early and often, but they need to probe where the Bucs' weaknesses are on defense, and they need to do that. I think that the Niners know what the Bucs' overall strengths and weaknesses are for the defense. But what I mean is you need to probe and see if there are any really big matchup mismatches, right? So you probe early with some nice, conservative, but having fun running game that attacks at all angles, all levels. So a couple sweeps with Deebo, pounding the rock inside with Jordan Mason, doing a little, doing some zone running with Christian McCaffrey. I'd love to see that. But then this is where we stop real quick. So you probe it and then you go for some misdirection and big gains. I think that often the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan he'll just abandon things or telegraph what he's going to do. For example, there were so many times in the last few games where the Niners would come out just nobody in the backfield except for Brock Purdy. It's so the Niners are saying, we're going to telegraph the pass. There's no option to run. I just don't like the lack of a possibility for misdirection or anything like that. I think that if the Niners establish that run early, which I always say, I knew I was going to say it, didn't want to say it, tried not to say it early on. But yeah, if you establish that run and a nice diverse run, running set from all angles, right? You go inside, you go outside, you do the sweeps, you do all the good stuff, right? Get Jacob Cowing in there to do a sweep. Get Ricky Pearsall, Slick Rick to do a friggin' sweep or jet sweep or two, right? But then, okay, right, if you establish the run as a threat and as something you can consistently do for positive yardage, then you use that threat for misdirection, for play action, and that's where Kyle Shanahan is really good at scheming wide receivers open, right? So or tight ends. So he'll scheme through a nice misdirection, through a play action. he can scheme like a quick little fake to McCaffrey now. Okay, how about this? Like a fake dive to McCaffrey, fake end around to Deebo, and then quick to Kittle, a quick pass to Kittle. Like that misdirection, and Kyle Shanahan being so good at scheming wide receivers and tight ends, his players open, I think that it really hurts teams. The Niners can do a lot of damage if they just establish that run first and then scheme those wide receivers open after. I think that one has to come before the other. But gosh, I think that players like Ricky Pearsall can break out this game because there may be some good mismatches in the Tampa Bay secondary. Remember I said that. I think that, I know this is a little random, and I'm just thinking about this on the fly. I don't even have that written down or typed down on any notes. I think that like a Ricky Pearsall could have a big game tomorrow. Remember I said that. Remember that I said that he's good at working the middle of the field. And one more time, I think that if you get George Kittle in a tight end set, even next to an offensive lineman, doesn't matter. Then you get Ricky Pearsall in like a slot type of position opposite, in the scheme, in the formation, opposite Kittle. I think that Kittle can work away from the center of the field while Ricky Pearsall can just do whatever he wants with the center of that field. And that's where I think he could have this is like taking a huge leap, but he has like that, could be like a very much lesser version of a Cooper Kupp though, or something like that, over the middle, being really productive, especially with George Kittle operating on the opposite side. It's so tough. You have to respect George Kittle. George Kittle is one of the better tight ends, like maybe of all time, right? But so that's where Pearsall can do so much damage. Juwan Jennings too. And that's where, honestly, I think that Juwan Jennings has been doing a ton of damage. Where Jennings has done damage, I think that Pearsall can do that, maybe, and then some. I think he's a little bit more slithery after the catch, let's say, than Jennings. However, Jennings, of course, has that physicality, and he's a dog. Moving on. Spread the wealth. CMC, Deebo, Ricky P, Kittle, Mason. Diversify that offense. Tampa Bay doesn't have enough. Okay, so just long story short, too long, didn't listen to C-Train. Okay, on defense, Tampa Bay, I do not think that they have enough personnel to stop all of the weapons that the 49ers have. The 49ers need to find the best mismatch, their best weapon against the worst Tampa Bay defender, and exploit that. They can do that by probing, running early, and then using the misdirection. Long story short, they have to remember though that Bucs defensive tackle Vita Vea is an absolute menace. The dude is a menace, and you can't let him start to get rolling. He is a run stopper who also, I think he's got like 5 sacks on the season. So he's not just a run stopper, is he? What does he have? More sacks than Nick Bosa? I'm sure he does, honestly, this season. Vita Vea is a problem on the defensive line for the Bucs. The Niners must be cautious. They must be cautious. And also Levante David is a thumper at linebacker. I just had to say that, man. The Bucs have like the Niners got to be cautious on offense, honestly. They can't be telegraphing passes. They'll get bit by Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay has like big athletic defensive linemen, and they have Todd Bowles as coach, who is a tough defensive-minded coach. They're going to bring it. On defense, what do the Niners need to do? Oh, I always say this. They need to stop the run. Where's my stop the run? Bring me stopping the run. The 49ers need to first stop the run and really stop it. Plug it up on defense. The Bucs are a hard-nosed, tough team. The Bucs, although the Niners, they have maybe the more like imposing athletes and players in George Kittle, imposing as a tight end. Honestly, we'll smack you around a little bit. Trent Williams, definition of imposing, right? Okay, Trent Williams and Aaron Banks at that left side. The Bucs are maybe tougher though, because Todd Bowles as a coach, as an identity, they're going to have a tougher, more hard-nosed identity as men and athletes than the Niners have, because the Niners are coached by Kyle Shanahan, right? Todd Bowles, way more hard-nosed, tough, grittier, for sure. So the Niners need to look out. Also, Bucky Irving can be a problem. You can't let him start to get going. Bucky, I think he averages like 5 or so yards per carry. So Bucky Irving is a dude who they need to stop immediately. And why do they need to do that? Because on defense, the Niners need to stop the run and force the ball into Baker Mayfield's hands for specifically 3rd and long situations. Baker Mayfield has a really good tight end, Cade Otton. Cade Otton for the Bucs, incredible tight end, really good, underrated player. And if you get to a 3rd and short, 3rd and 5, and shorter, right? Mayfield I think he'll just play a little pitch and catch with Otton in this middle of the field all day. So the Niners they really got to bring it. I think I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, with Baker Mayfield's top 2 targets out, right? Was it Godwin and Mike Evans? Like, the Niners, okay, it will not be good, okay? You'll know the Niners aren't doing well if you hear things like, Cade Otton for a 60-yard play. Wow, this tight end who doesn't average that many yards per catch. Or if you hear something like, oh my gosh, this is Sterling Shepard, wide receivers coming out game against the Niners. God forbid, okay, the Niners need to come out and set the tone on defense, because if the Bucs stay in this game, they will be trouble. Baker Mayfield teams are like known for staying in there, and then coming back. Seriously, okay, stop. What are Niners teams this season known for? Getting a lead and then like blowing the lead? A lot of it, let's be honest, yes, absolutely, okay. So one of the Niners' weaknesses is also one of the Bucs' strengths. If the Niners don't at least acknowledge that, they may lose. Okay? We don't want that. We want them to acknowledge their weaknesses. And one of the Niners team's weaknesses is their ability to hold a lead. One of the reasons that's such a big weakness is because 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan gets just like psychotically pretentious, psychotically pretentious, shows no run and just abandons anything that says run, says, I'm going to pass it right there. I don't maybe have the personnel to pass it right there. I'm showing pass. I'm passing it right there. The other teams are like, Shanahan, we see that you're showing no run, only pass. You're going to pass it right there. My personnel's better than your personnel. That's not going to work. And Shanahan's like, I understand that, and I'm going to do that anyways. I don't care if it doesn't work. I'll do it anyways. I'm Kyle Shanahan. Anyways, so the Niners need to maintain that lead. One of the ways that they can maintain the lead is with a solid and consistent running game, right? We all know that. Anyways, so I actually said this a few minutes ago, right? Okay, this is a question. So in the comments, if you've made it this far, nicely done. And also, if you've made this far, I want to know something. Is the dominating 49ers defense of old a thing of the past? Like, other than Fred Warner, what is up with these guys, man? Like, do you remember the Harbaugh days? I know, it's like, whoa, C-Train, they didn't like have that much success. They had a good amount of success under Harbaugh. Do you remember like Justin Smith, the cowboy, Aldon Smith just destroying quarterbacks? Willis and Bowman, like literally Willis and Bowman, if you look it up, I believe that they injured the opponent's starting running backs for like 5 weeks straight one season. Like, that's so imposing. That's crushing. Deshaun Goldson, Dante Hittner, who on the Niners? Please comment below. I want to know. And I'm not necessarily going to believe you because I have eyes, but who do you think is imposing on this Niners defense? Honestly, who are you like afraid of? Like Fred Warner, for sure. for sure. Okay. But then it's like, okay, who else? Like Dre Greenlaw when he comes back, but like Malik Mustafa, yeah, like okay. Like he's mighty, but he's also small. Like, see, I'm not trying to be a punk. He's a short and smaller man. And like, honestly, Pat Mahomes truck sticked him. Like, I'm sure that that's happened to Ronnie Lott before, but like I could also see Ronnie Lott like absolutely annihilating and destroying everything in Pat Mahomes' being if he ran into him. And like the Niners don't do that. The Niners don't. And so the biggest thing with defense with the Niners, two things. Number one is attitude. I don't think the Niners have that killer attitude. You need to kill. Like not literally, but figuratively, and like it's legitimate. Like football is a super violent, super physical sport, and if you don't hit them hard, they will literally hit you hard and like take everything that you have. Not everything, you know what I mean. Anyways, so yeah, who's dominating? Who scares you on this 49ers defense? I don't see anybody. I thought Jair Brown was going to be that dude. I thought he's got big mitts. I thought he was a really downhill player at Penn State. I don't see it anymore, though. So it's like I'm not seeing. When I look at the Niners defense, I think that if I chip Nick Bosa, he like always goes like, look at his face when Nick Bosa is chipped at all on any type of double team. It's like something's always. It's like he's got a core issue. Wait a second. I think that he has had core issues, like core muscle surgeries. But I'm not even kidding. Dude, I'm not even kidding. This is like a revelation right now. If you chip Nick Bosa, always look at his face, y'all. Look at his face if you can on the films. He's always holding and prone to his midsection. So anyways, like that was just a random observation, but like that's what I was gonna say. Like no, who's imposing? And it's like a downhill destroyer. Like we wanted Leonard Floyd to be that, but it's like no. They're not like they need to prove to me that they're dangerous. Number one, it's attitude, and number two, it is gang tackling. Like they don't even gang tackle anymore at all. Like when Pat Mahomes like did the little juke and then like ran 40 yards against the Niners, I was like, wow, like literally 8 people should be tackling him. It's just weird. Their attitude and their lack of gang tackling is just crazy. If you want to know a really good gang tackling and just imposing defense that I'm talking about, watch the Niners Super Bowl against the Ravens, the Harbaugh Bowl. Watch how the Ravens defense treat the Niners offense, who's so imposing. It was like immovable force, unstoppable object, whatever, all that stuff. But like, watch it. They are so physical that Kaepernick on his options like gets afraid because they just light him up every time. He literally, you can like see tentativeness start to come. It's because he's afraid of getting knocked out. That's exactly what opponents should be when they play a Niners team. And that's not at all. It's like they're licking their chops right now. So I hope that the Niners figure it out. I didn't think it was personnel. I more think that it is like scheme coaching. But who knows? Like, I'm just not sure with that defense anymore, right? You want to be more sure. And gosh, it's like halfway through the season. Anyways, bottom line, the 49ers are the more talented team. They're the more talented team. So we're going to prediction time, right? 49ers, the more talented team. But that's almost generally, right? That's generally almost always the case. A relatively healthy 49ers team is going to be more talented than almost every and any other team in the league. I believe that the Niners are going to be able to put up enough points that the Bucs, without the likes of Mike Evans, won't be able to keep up. What's my score prediction? San Francisco 49ers 34, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27. The Niners pull it out away, and also they put up a decent amount of points against the Bucs away. Hey, what's your score prediction? What the heck do you think of this Niners defense? Let me know below. And of course, like, subscribe, follow, do all this stuff. And for your football, Bay Area sports, San Francisco 49ers content, I will see you next time at C-Train Station.